Oh, we are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining on what is November 21st, 2018, Thanksgiving Eve. And yet we are doing another edition of Wild Card Wednesday
Woohoo!
featuring Gary Owens. We have in Tennessee. We have John Danile. Look him up on YouTube for his beer reviews from the great state of Georgia. We have Michael Komarov, regular on this program from Brooklyn, New York. We have James P. Madonna, Progressive Discussions from New Jersey. And we have John. We have Ronald J. Theriot from Louisiana Beer Reviews in, yes, the state of Louisiana. Thank you for joining. And I am, as always, Thomas Metal 75. And as I say in my channel, this is your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Again, today is another episode of Wildcard Wednesday. Most of the local news organizations around me typically call the Wednesday before Thanksgiving Drunksgiving. So it's nice that everybody gets off the streets and driving around and drink sweet. All right. I'd say we go from left to right. So let's start with Gary Owens. Which wild card beer did you bring this evening?
Okay, so I have a chocolate oatmeal stout from a local brewery around here out of Bristol, Virginia called Studio Brew, and it's Ferguson Chocolate Oatmeal Stout. Got this at a create your own six-pack at my favorite food city, and it's got a lot of information about this beer. Studio Brew is in Bristol. It's on the Virginia side. Their address is 221 Moore Street. They do have their own website. I can link the website over in the chat or in the description. And here's what it says about the Ferguson Oatmeal Chocolate Stout. It's 6.1% ABV. It's got 23 IBUs. And the description says, this stout has a smooth and rich body, a creamy caramel and chocolate taste, and a dark coffee-like roasted barley finish. Aroma and flavor is comforting yet bold. Pairing suggestions: aged cheddars, wild game, mild to bold cigars, and old leather chairs with a bourbon neat to sweet potato cheesecake and oatmeal cookies. This is your new best friend. So it says to pour in a tulip glass, but I don't have a tulip glass. I just got the old trusty mug. And to serve at 50 to 55 degrees. Well, it's not at that temperature yet, but I'm letting it warm. But I'll go ahead and I'll give it a nice pour. Oh, man, this is very dark.
Oh, I like that. And it goes good with your shirt. Your Day of the Dead shirt.
Thanks. All right. So it is black. You cannot see through it at all. It is very black, and it's got like I would call it like a chocolate milk colored head. And it's not very thick. It's like thin to medium, and the bubbles are thin with not a whole lot of like really thick bubbles, but it looks really good. So the aroma, it's definitely got a lot of aroma to it. Lots of dark chocolate, lots of dark roasted coffee. A little bit of dark cherry. Could definitely detect the oatmeal. It's got like a dark wheat breadiness to the aroma. And it's got quite a bit of hoppiness for it to only be 23 IBUs. I mean, it smells really, really good. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the chocolate oatmeal stouts, but I saw, hey, it's a local brewery, so might as well just go ahead and just give it a whirl. All right. Up front, lots and lots of coffee. Like, if you don't like the taste of coffee, this would turn you away. It's like dark roasted coffee without any kind of like sugar or creamer or anything like that. Towards the middle of the taste, you get more of the chocolate and some dark cherries. The creaminess doesn't really come in till towards the end with the hop bitterness, but it's got quite a bit of hop bitterness to balance everything out. But for it to be a chocolate oatmeal milk stout, well, the website says the oatmeal chocolate milk stout, but It's not very creamy. It's more dry, but it does have a creaminess aspect to it. And surprisingly, it is very drinkable. It is very smooth. It's got a lot of flavor. The body is light to medium with a light to medium. Let's see, yeah, light to medium mouthfeel and a light to medium body to it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It should be more like a dry stout because it's more dry than it is creamy. But I mean, I enjoy it. My overall rating, I'd give it a 91. It's excellent, but the lower end of excellent. I mean, if you can get this beer, I would highly recommend picking up and trying it. I mean, I got 2 of these, and also for the next Wildcard Wednesday, I've got their Mosaic IPA, but that's the only 2 beers I could find that my Food City sells as. But I'm sure if I go up to Virginia to their tap house, I could probably get something up there, get more variety of beers up there.
Excellent. Well, Gary just dived right in with that whole review. Wasn't expecting that, but that does sound like a pretty awesome Imperial Stout there from Gary Owens.
It's
So,
not an Imperial
nice.
Stout. It's a oatmeal. Well, the website says oatmeal chocolate milk stout, but the bottle just says oatmeal chocolate stout.
Got it.
Oh, and one more interesting
Excellent.
piece of information. Apparently, with this beer actually went to competition. They went to the Great American Beer Festival in Denver last year, and it won a silver medal. So,
Good award-winning beers. Those are always nice to see out there.
mm-hmm.
I kind of like it.
Right on, Gary Owens. Yeah, sounds like a good beer. I want to get to the rest of our panelists here this evening. I want to go and see about our good buddy John Anile from the great state of Georgia. What beer did you bring this evening, John Anile?
Well, I brought one that I never thought I'd be able to find, but here we are. And I got, Eric, you'll appreciate this. Michael, you as well. The Narragansett Autocrat Coffee Milk Stout.
Shit.
Narragansett. Never thought I would. Never thought it would make it to my area.
That's
So,
cool. All right. Nice.
So you want to just go through the panel, see what everybody's drinking first before I get into this?
Sure. Yeah. We'll come back to John and see his rating and review of that beer. Let's hear from Michael Komarov. Which beer do you have this evening, Michael Komarov?
This was just brewed on the 16th last week by 6 Point. It's their peanut butter beans porter.
Oh, wow.
8.2%. Here's the can.
Very nice.
It doesn't tell you what the
Excellent.
IBUs are, so I do not know.
Okay. Excellent. That does sound really awesome, and I'm looking forward to hearing from that. James P. McDonough, which beer have you brought this evening?
Okay. 7 lucky bells for Mookie Betts winning the American League Most Valuable Player. All right. Now, Tisk Tisk. The reason why I'm saying Tisk Tisk is because it's
Hey.
the name of this beer is Tisk. Hold on. I'm going to need help from Jay with this one tonight. Tisky. It says groany underneath. I don't know if that means it's good if you're with a woman and she's moaning and groany, but maybe that's the Polish way of saying moaning and groaning, but I don't know. It says Tisky groany. I'm going to attempt to read what it says.
I've had Tisky groaning.
Yeah, Tisky groany, yeah. Tisky owns his special character to the centuries-old experience of brewers from Tisky Brewery, whatever. Their passion and 3 simple ingredients: water, barley, malt, and first of all, Polish hops, bitter and aromatic. All right, hold on. Well, I can definitely smell the hops. Let me pour it. they definitely have a big variety in this market, Jay. I was really surprised as to whether or not I'm gonna like this this light colored I guess lager. I don't know, but that's basically it. Tyskie Grony. The Polish girls are definitely groaning over this one. Well, I'll give it a try. What the hell?
Let's see here. While you give that a quick swig, we're gonna go and find out what Jay Turriot has brought for Wildcard Wednesday.
Well, I have Samuel Adams Black Lager. Let me go get it.
Cool.
I was just keeping it cold because I figured it would warm up too much.
That sounds interesting. Sam Adams Black Lager. Yeah, I'd rather go back to the other Polish beers that I had previously. This is all right, but
Really?
This is my pour, everybody. The head is nothing to write home about. Otherwise, it does look interesting.
Yeah. Here we go.
Right.
Here's the Samuel Adams Black Lager, crisp and dark with hints of cocoa. 4.9% alcohol, 19 international bitterness units. This beer is best before March of 2019. It's certified kosher, and I'm about to crack it open right now.
Okay. While you do that, I will let everybody know that is here and that is watching us live that I was kind of surprised that I saw this beer, and it actually is brewed in Vermont, and I found it at a local store with another one of their beers. This one is from Lawson's Finest Liquids. They're the ones that make the Sip of Sunshine, and they make the Super Session.
Oh, yeah, I see that a lot.
New England style IPA series. This is one that they make. It's their double IPA. It says straight from the Green Mountains to your head. It's called Hopzilla.
Oh, they're going to get sued for that.
Oh, wow. Toho Productions from Japan's.
Yeah, they're getting sued for that. That must have just come out. You won't see that on the market for long. Look at that nice little ivory head on mine.
And this is 8.7%, and it's a you say it's loaded with high alpha US grown hops. This brawny, dry hopped ale will terrorize your taste buds, yet has enough malt backbone to balance a fierce bitterness. And they are located in their family-owned, award-winning brewery located in the picturesque Mad River Mountain Valley, and they're in Waitsfield, Vermont. So canned on 11/13/2018. So this is a really fresh beer. Not too
Yeah, it is.
old coming to around the Boston area. So, anyways, I'm gonna crack that open and pour it. And while I do that, I do want to go back to John Mille and hear a little review of his beer.
Well, I was getting ready to say for you do that, I have to go. Dinner's ready. So
All right, bye.
Gary, have a happy Thanksgiving.
you all too. One more thing before I head out. This beer actually, you get more of the oatmeal as it warms, and you taste a little bit more of the burnt malt as it warms.
Okay.
But on that, it doesn't really take on too much of a different characteristic. And the creaminess does come out just a tad bit more as it warms, but it's still pretty dry.
Excellent. That does sound like a awesome beer, Gary.
All right, and I'll link the website over there in the chat if anyone wants to check it out, and I'll post it in the live YouTube chat on there. So if anyone wants to check it out, they can. But anyway, cheers, everybody.
Take care, Gary.
See you.
Bye.
Gary.
Have a good weekend at work.
All right. Gary Owens, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now back to John Anile. And remind us, which beer are you drinking again, John Anile?
Drinking the Narragansett Autocrat Coffee Milk Stout.
That's crazy. All right, cool. That's crazy because that's like a local kind of beer in my area.
Yeah, I can't get any other Narragansett beers, but I found this one. I was shocked and very pleased that I could get it. So very dark, almost a black appearance. There's no light, but if I was to hold it up to light, there's some nice little ruby hues going around the outer part of the glass. It did pour with like a finger and a half, 2 fingers worth of a beige head, creamy beige head. The aroma is very coffee forward. If you like coffee, you're probably going to like this beer. The aroma is like straight dark roasted coffee, black. Like if you drink your coffee black, no cream and sugar, very coffee forward, a lot of coffee like bitterness as well on the aroma, and then the same, it follows through on the palate. A lot of, coffee, in your face coffee. 5.5%. This, for this heavy bodied of a beer, the alcohol is pretty light. They could have gone a lot higher with the alcohol because there's so much bitterness and coffee flavors that there's definitely no alcohol presence.
Yep.
They call this a milk stout.
Yeah.
That's where they lose me with this. I do think it's a good beer, but I've had several milk stouts, and I think that with a milk stout, there should be like a lactose note, like a creamy note on the palate. It should have that, and it doesn't. It's like if you took maybe you took like Ansett Lager, which I've never had, and you poured some dark roasted coffee into it. That's what you're getting. It's not really sweet. It's mostly bitter coffee, black, and then some basic barley malt beer flavors. I'm not really getting any like milk chocolate or sweet notes like caramel sweetness or milk chocolate. It's very if you like coffee, unsweetened, no cream, and you like IPAs, you would probably really love this beer. But I don't really feel like it fits into the category of a milk stout because it, like I said, it lacks that creamy note, that creamy mouthfeel. The finish is pretty nice. It is crisp and refreshing, semi-dry, but I mean it could be better. $8.99 for a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans. It's a great value. It's a good beer, but for me, it's not in that excellent range. I'm going to go with an 87 out of 100. It's getting up there towards a B+, but it's not quite there for me. I feel like it's lacking a little bit of that sweetness that I would like to see with this style, and it doesn't have that creamy mouthfeel that I would expect with a good milk stout.
We have Gabriel Salaya. I keep having to mute Gabriel because it's echoing on his end. It's echoing on your end, Gabriel. But Gabriel Salaya, live in the dark from Phoenix, Arizona.
I already told you it was the traffic.
Ah, okay.
Gabriel, we need some heat in Boston and New York tomorrow because it's going to get cold. So you have to send us some Phoenix heat.
Please
Not right now.
Do you have any beer?
It's 70 degrees right now.
Yeah, I know.
What kind of beer do you have this evening?
Something. I don't know. I have to look in the fridge.
Okay, go get it, Gabriel.
Store.
Go ahead, go get it.
We'll come back to you, Gabriel. I want to hear from Michael Komarov next and his peanut butter bean stout from.
There was a little bit more of a head at the beginning. As you can see, it's down to a very thin line of beige head, and it recovers a little bit if you move it around, but it's still extremely thin. But I would say it's more dark brown than black as far as the color goes. Let me give it a nose test and see. In the nose, you get the peanut butter that's in its name and kind of like a mild chocolate as well, but the chocolate's more in the background. The peanut butter is the lead nose you get, and it's not strong. It's not strong peanut butter. In other words, it's not like if you're having peanut butter on a sandwich. It's not that kind of peanut butter. It's more subtle than that in the nose. But okay. you could if you're smelling this, you could tell that it is peanut butter. Let me take a the taste follows the nose. It's medium bodied, a little bit on the thin side for a porter, though. But it's very nice. As far as the 8.2% alcohol, you can't taste any of it.
Wow. All right.
I like it. I'm not going to give my rating. I'm not going to give my rating until later.
Would you say that's one of their lower end kind of imperial stouts? By that, I mean it's sort of lower on the ABV compared to most of their imperial stouts.
Yeah, it seems like, and in the series, the other one that they released last week was one called Horchata, and that one was 13%. So that was that was much heavier than this one. But this, I guess this is more on their low end, but it's quite good.
So far, so good. You can be inclined to rate it now, or we can sit back and relax.
I'm gonna mull it over, and you can come back to me.
Cool. All right. I encourage anybody to do whatever. I think kind of Gary just had to get going, so he just went for it. So good on Gary on that. So yeah, cool. Let's go to more Polish beers featuring James P. Madonna from Progressive Discussions in New Jersey.
Yeah, I gotta try this new liquor store called Bottle King, and I know in New England, I remember Bunghole liquor stores up by you.
Yeah, there's one of those in Salem. I did actually play in Salem, Massachusetts on Friday with my new band.
No shit, I love Salem.
I did not see Salem Brew Works though, but I did go through Boston.
Salem Brew Works and Red Sandwich Shop and Kelly's famous roast beef in Saugus.
We played at a sushi bar. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway.
All right. Anyway, this is more or less to me like a well-balanced light lager. I mean, you know, it's like with restaurant critics. It's not always accurate. Over here, it says that it won a double. It's a double winner of the Champion Beer Award, whatever the hell.
The Champion Beer Award.
Champion Beer. Was it 2005, 2002? You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's like a restaurant critic. They tell you to eat somewhere, and you know, and I don't know if this is the age of the company, but I'm very impressed if it's really that old.
29, yeah.
Yeah,
that's how old the brewery is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed, and of course they have a lovely crown above it, but. I'm disappointed because everybody's got really strong, full-bodied beverages, and this is a little weak for me. And let me see. I was going to mention something else. The 5% alcohol. I'm going to give it a 75, a C plus, like 75% out of 100. To me, this is a little too wimpy for my gullet taste buds, but you know, I did love the other ones.
Yeah.
That I had.
Let me read to you what the company says about it.
Yes.
Campania. Okay, well, I can't remember the name. Campania Piwowarska.
Okay.
Campania Piwowarska. It says, icon of the Polish lager, for years one of the favorite beers of Poles.
All right.
His cradle is Tiski Brorai Kiziaski. Now, this is how they describe the beer. Tiski Groni. Groni is a model example of a clear, full beer which for years has been appreciated not only in Poland but also around the world.
Jawohl. Oh no, that's German.
The centuries-old tradition of the Tiski Brewery Kiziaski and the experience of the local brewers helped achieve the perfect proportions of the hop bitterness and the malt fullness. Now, it says 5.2% alcohol. You say 5%.
That's what the bottle. Well, 5.2. You know.
It tastes best. Now, this is what the website says. It tastes best with meat from the oven and grill, venison, pasta, and dumplings.
Ooh, venison.
I'm going to have it with well, it'll be gone by the time I eat the sausage, but.
Ingredients: water, barley malts, Pilsner and caramel light hops, and hop cone extract. So anyway, 143 calories. So I guess it's just a light beer for eating Polish food from the great imperial incredibleness of Poland.
Well, and thank God they have other much stronger beers and stouts and porters. So
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, Indigo.
I toast the other beers there, and they definitely have a variety of them. But I do need to see what the craft beer variety at this chain called Bottle King. I do need to check that out.
That sounds cool. And it is also very. It's nice every now and then to have variety in what you drink, and by that I mean that you try things that you really like and you really do appreciate. And it's nice to also be refreshed on potentially what it is that you don't like, so that you know either that A, your palate is expanding, or B, at least you're trying enough different things to know what you like and what you don't like, right?
Yeah. See, the problem is that the management at the liquor stores, like in my immediate area, they don't seem to be getting in nearly as much variety as like you get, Thomas, and what they're getting down south, and what Jay gets, and John, and I see, like I see more interesting things online than the actual stores. Like that. That's, well, because it looks like an orange. But
yeah. So, all right. Well,
yeah.
not everything can be a winner, but I do want to see if Jay thinks that the Samuel Adams Black Lager is a winner today.
I was trying to look up the specs on it, but it's 4.9 and 19 IBUs, and I'll just get off of that website. They're going to use some dark malt and some two-row pale malt blend. It's got cream in the nose, like think of cream that you would put in coffee. The aroma's also of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what that is. Like toffee or
caramel.
No. Almost like a malted milk ball.
Oh.
Like a Whopper?
Yeah, like a Whopper.
From Burger King.
No, the Whopper balls. And then mouth feels medium. The malts are dark, and it's not as burnt as it used to be. 8 years ago, or 7 or 8 years ago, I complained that I said it tasted burnt. It does. They probably watched my video and they fixed it. It's not burnt anymore. It just tastes dark and heavily roasted, but not overly roasted. It's very drinkable. It has a crisp, mostly dry finish. If you're looking to drink a Schwarzbier, and sometimes I am looking to drink a Schwarzbier, brown bread crust, yes. A little bit of spice in there. Oh, well, I guess I would give it an A now. I might have given it a B 8 years ago, but now I think I'll go with an A. They do a good job with it, but they improved it. I think they did improve it. And I don't ever see 6-packs of it. It was in the fall variety pack, so I don't know if you'll have any luck finding it.
I did.
So you think they changed the recipe, Ron, from 8 years ago?
No, I don't think they changed the recipe. Okay, James. I think they just dialed back the burning the malts.
Okay.
It's the same malt. It's the same malt, chocolate malt, probably chocolate malt, and two-row pale malt.
Jay,
So same recipe, different level of
Char.
roasty toastiness with the malts.
Yeah. I don't think they changed the ingredients. And
Right.
and people say, "Oh, your palate changes. Your palate changes." Yes, that's true. But I know what burnt stuff tasted like 7, 8 years ago, and I know what burnt things taste like today. I don't think I would have changed that.
Right.
Jay, can you give me a numerical grade on the A?
Yes. 94.
Gabriel, you got a beer.
Yes, I do.
What kind of beer is that? What beer is that? Is that Samuel Adams?
No, it's
Indio. I had that Indio once. I didn't like it too much.
Gabriel's getting
Yeah.
some good stuff there in Arizona.
What do you think of the Indio there, Gabriel?
it's good.
Yeah, it's from Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma.
I saw your video,
Oh yeah, of course.
but you said 4.5.
I gave it a 90. Are you serious?
No, 4.5 alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Where
What are
did
your
you see that?
What are your thoughts on its taste? How does it smell and look, and is it easy drinking?
Yeah,
It
hold
looks like
the glass
amber
up. There
color.
you go.
Amber color.
Yep.
Like brown, reddy, toasty. That's what is it called? Grainy, grassy.
Is it hoppy at all, Gabriel?
Not really. Like
Probably not very bitter, I'd imagine. No.
No.
this is
Not.
natural bitterness.
No bitterness.
You said 4.5. Here it says 4.1.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Lighter than Bud Light by 1%, by 0.1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where was the 4.5 from?
Who knows?
No, Jade knows. Tell him where he got it from.
Later and get back to us on his rating and rating of that beer.
Oh, 4.1. Well, maybe they adjusted it because when I did my video back years ago that you watched, I went straight from the website, Gabriel.
Can you see it? It says right in the bottle.
Yeah, we believe you.
I'll
Yeah,
show you a picture.
the problem with watching Jay's videos is he's been around since the Stone Age, so they might have changed. They might have changed the recipe since then, but
Flintstones era.
Oh shit!
I mean, Stone Age.
we all love. Yeah, he's
We have we have Craig Swenson live as usual from oh my God, New Hampshire. Sorry, Craig. He said I've been enjoying Von Trapp beers lately, which are more German style, traditional kind of old school beers, but done very well. Easy drinking beers. I endorse that. And then we have a Jeff Knapp, Knapp, saying any experience with Guinness Bullet Bourbon Barrel beer? Saw it today. I hope to pick it up tomorrow. Never even heard of that.
Hey, bourbon barrel, any bourbon barrel beer you can get, it's probably going to be pretty good. Jeff Knapp is a big supporter of all of our channels. Shout out to you, Jeff. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the Bourbon County Stout. Michael and I were talking about this, and they're releasing it on Black Friday. So
every year
check your local stores for the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, Jeff. That's coming out soon. You'll love it.
It's going to be too much.
Oh, it's going to be good.
But to conclude,
it's going to be like $30.
I saw Bourbon County on the store shelves today.
This year, 2018.
2018 on the store shelves.
Okay. Okay. Well, the national is Black Friday, so you got lucky.
Yeah, I guess. So I wanted to go back to Gabriel and the Indio beer that he's drinking to see if he has any thoughts and grades at this point in time, or maybe we can come back to your ratings, Gabriel.
Right?
Yep. Internet confirms 4.1 at this particular point in time for the Indio ABV. So there you go. Do you have an active rating you would give the Indio beer? Any kind?
I'll say B+.
Ooh.
There you go. You got that.
Hey, Eric,
85.
let me read what the company says about Indio. Could I?
Right.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yes.
We are listening.
I'm reading the Mexican website. I had to translate it. Indio is a dark colored beer with light sweetness tones that reduce its level of bitterness, since its unique flavor offers a very special combination. The characteristics of the vigor and the intensity of the beer is made for cold climate countries such as Europe, with the freshness and transparency of those that are used to it. And essentially warm countries like ours, talking about Mexico. All right. It started in Monterrey, Mexico, and Nuevo Leon in 1893. 1893, Indio hit the market. It's a dark color, it's 4.1% alcohol at this time. History. In its origin, as one of the first brands, the brewery chose this beer as a worthy carrier of its name, Cerveza Cuauhtémoc. When time passed, and after seeing that people referred to her as the Indians because of the character that appeared on her label, that's what people call it, the Indians. In 1905, the name was officially changed to Cerveza Indio. That means what? Indian beer, Indian beer. Currently, it can be found throughout the Mexican Republic and in some cities in the United States, not Louisiana. And they say, here's a suggestion. To enjoy Indio, it is recommended to serve it in a glass so that it releases all of its flavors and aromas. And I agree with that. Okay, there.
Glassware.
Right.
Boom. Cool. Well, 85 is not so bad. So that's pretty. I don't think I've had Indio, so definitely will try that today. Yeah, it's not good. I do like the darker, maltier versions of the Mexican style beer. So cool. And Latin American beers and places from the Spanish speaking countries. My beer, we haven't got to the host of the television YouTube program here yet. Again, y'all gonna say that they should go and start suing somebody from Japan on this one, but Hopzilla. So I didn't name the beer, but I do like the name anyways. So sue me. No, don't. Again, straight from the Green Mountains to your head. They don't list even on the website for the Lawson's Finest Liquids ABVs of any kind, and I'm noticing from some of these New England East style breweries that they don't really list IBUs because that's not really necessarily what they're all about. However, they do say, again, it is dry hopped. It's got a lot of high alpha U.S. grown hops, so it's going to have a higher amount of bitterness than a typical kind of a New England style beer. But yet they say, again, it has enough malt backbone to balance the fierce bitterness. It's 8.7%. And according to Beer Advocate, it is getting a 4.32 out of 5, and that's from 327 ratings. So I poured it into my shipyard kind of tulip style glass, and you can see from where the lacing is that's where the head started off. So it's a very nice kind of sticking around, kind of a cloying,
very splotchy lacing. Looks good.
Yeah, definitely billowy. But it doesn't leave too much actually. You can see it actually inside of the glass. James P. Madonna did say it's got a little bit of that orangey kind of look to it, and I would definitely say it's got an orangey, sort of a light rusty copper kind of look to it. There is some specks of some sediment, and it's got that New Englandy style chill haze kind of look to it. And I guess, yeah, you can kind of see, there it is. You can kind of see that nice carbonation on the side of the glass, or coming up from the bottom of the glass. The nose, I mean, it's not the biggest, most tropical, or it's not the biggest juicy beer known to mankind. However, that is what I'm getting, is the light notes of juice, and the light notes of the fruit juicy notes, but it's big on the grapefruit, big on pineapple. There's a lot of orange in that. I am getting some oatiness, I guess, is what I'm getting from that. Maybe a white wheat malt, but I'm going to go with that's like the oat grain I'm getting. And maybe from the yeast strain, sometimes you can get like a bubble gummy, almost kind of that note from certain kinds of Hefeweizens and wheat beers. I'm kind of getting that, which maybe makes me think that it could be a little bit of maybe the white wheat malt in there too. So I'm getting both of those complexions to it. Not quite smoothie drinking sweetness to it on that. Definitely white bread underneath, so it definitely smells not of 8.7. Smells much more sessionable than that. So let's try it. 8.7. Lawson's fine.
Cheers, Eric.
Keep cold, enjoy fresh. And once again, this was canned on the 13th of November.
Wow, super fresh.
And it's coming from like hours and hours and hours away upstate Vermont. Okay,
Well, Eric,
say that again.
I said, well, Thomas Meadow, Eric.
Okay.
I'm getting so sleepy. I'm gonna have to get off of this hangout.
So mouthfeel is entirely bigger than the nose would lead on. There is a lot of, there's actually a lot of dank, garlicky, oniony kind of notes to it. And I'm getting the mixture combination of those juicy hops from grapefruits and pineapples and oranges. And then I'm sort of getting that bubble gummy kind of sweet yeasty component in the background with the white bread. Yeah, once I take the sip and once it kind of opens up after the sip, it's actually pretty, it's pretty dry, but I'm getting more of the hop oil resin kind of notes to it from the top of the glass. And I'm actually noticing it is on the, it's more on the bitter side than most. I don't even really know if I would call this a New England style IPA, but they kind of brewed almost a hybrid version of that and the West Coast with that resiny, oily, almost piney, but not quite that route. It's more juicy than it is piney. It's got some of that creamier mouthfeel than, well, it's got like the creamy mouthfeel like you would get from a New England style IPA, but it's got more of an aggressive sort of a style bitterness to it. And there is a little bit perceivable, yeah, right at the end as it dries, you do get the slightest, when you swallow the beer, the slightest hint of that 8.7% to remind you that this is a bigger beer. So, I mean, this is pretty tasty, delicious beer, and I got turned on to this from a buddy of mine again, that he had a relative that went up to Lawson's Finest Liquids about a whole variety of beers. I never actually thought I was going to see this today at a liquor store when I went, so that was cool. And he was like, this is my favorite beer that they had. It's pretty good. So, I mean, it is pretty good. It's pretty highly drinkable for what it is, to be completely honest. Even if you're not a huge IPA fan, a double IPA fan, or a fan of a little bit more on the hoppy side than usual for a beer, it's still pretty good. If I had to give it a number rating, guys, and Michael Komaroff for the Good Journal, I guess I would give it an 89, a very, very, very high B+ from me on that. I think it could probably use, I don't know if it could use different hop varieties in it, but maybe it could just use more of everything in it, more hops. And for me, even though they say it's got a balance of some malts in there, I think I would like more bready malts to combat some of the upfront hop bitterness. But because it sounds like they purposely made it so that it was as upfront bitter as it is, that's probably me just giving my opinion of what I would personally prefer in a beer. But I mean, for $4 and some odd change for a can to try this is pretty delicious stuff, and definitely out of the normal range for New England IPAs. It's not quite as upfront tropical juicy, and it's not quite as light in the mouthfeel as that. So other than that, it's a pretty good representation of where IPAs are going. It's kind of not really New England, but it's definitely not really West Coast. It's kind of like they're almost marrying the two of them together.
Well, I'm glad you pretty much like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I bought one of their other Lawson's Finest Liquids brewed in Vermont. It's called Chinookered. I have to imagine that's brewed with Chinook hops.
You would think. All right, Eric, I'm out.
Jay, you want to hear? Jay, before you go, you want to hear my number, which I have not given yet. I am ready.
I do want to hear it, yes.
I'm giving it a 95, which makes it the highest one of anything that's here.
Wow.
I've decided as it warms, really can taste the dark roasty malts more, and it makes it better than the initial thing. That's why I wanted to wait to see how it was after it started warming up. So that to me is a solid A, bordering on an A+, but it's really an A, solid A.
The Whopper ball for the A+. All right.
All right. A big ball. A winning ball.
A big old ball. All right.
Jay, enjoy your turkey tomorrow.
Thank you. My sister is an outstanding cook, and she puts out a huge spread.
All right.
And that's the only way to fly.
Cheers, Jay.
Everyone have a good time from Arizona over to Louisiana and to,
Yes, you
to
too.
Georgia.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to Georgia and up to New Jersey and even into Tennessee.
Everywhere.
Enjoy your crawfish etouffee stuffing inside your turkey.
That I'll see that. And to Massachusetts and all the world.
All right.
Cheers,
All right.
Jay.
Take care, Jay.
Cheers.
All right, thank you. And
Yes.
tomorrow night we'll probably be doing the color Rassi Chablis.
Ooh,
All right.
cheers.
Fried Louisiana turkey.
So yes, as I alluded earlier, and to let you know that today is in fact Thanksgiving Eve, and as we're talking about Thanksgiving here today, do people drink beer from the panel here? Do they drink beer on Thanksgiving? Do they taste beers? Do they pair it with different aspects of during the day, during football, during appetizers, when people get to the house? Do they have a special beer or beverage in mind for the actual Thanksgiving turkey meal?
Well, a relative will be bringing homemade wine made by an old Italian man in his basement, and it is very heavy, dark red, freaking aromatic wine. And I will be, it's a very rare occasion that I have such wine. That's
All right. A creepy old man in his basement making heavy wine.
That's right. It ain't heavy. It's my wine.
All right. Well, that sounds like that's your tradition, and that's cool. So let's go to Michael Komaroff. Any beer, wine, any alcoholic drinking traditions?
Normally when we do have people here, and this is probably the first year we haven't had a big group, I usually ask people if there's anything in beer that they like, which they haven't had a chance to get, or they can try different things. And I hope that I have it, and then I let them try it. But this year it's just going to be my wife and I, so I'm not sure what we'll do.
Okay. Anything going on with the Anelles? Any drinking traditions? Going to drink some beers with the day tomorrow? What's going on with John Anele on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow. I'm celebrating my Thanksgiving over the weekend, and there will be plenty of beer consumption. I'm not a big turkey guy. I'm more of like a mashed potatoes and gravy sides type of guy. I'll be eating all the fixins.
Yeah.
I'm not a big turkey guy. It's a dry meat.
Stuffing and ham.
Well, that
Put
depends.
gravy on it all day, but I prefer the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes and gravy,
Yes.
the green bean casserole, the
Everything.
sweet potato pie, that type of stuff.
Well, you see, the
Everything.
problem
I'll
is
be drinking plenty of beer.
Pumpkin pie.
the turkey has to be cooked low and slow, and it has to be well covered. It's
Oh, I know.
science.
I've had the low and slow. I've had the deep fried. I've had it all. It doesn't matter. Turkey is just not a meat that I really enjoy. It's not a meat that I like to grate.
You ever try the turkey necks? Talk about tasting.
Yes, I have. Honestly, if I'm going to eat anything from the turkey, I'd rather have the giblets and gravy and that type of thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Livers.
Giblets. Oh yeah, the heart, the turkey heart that comes.
Or the heart. Yeah, I'm not a but the overall the white meat from the turkey, you could fry it, you could grill it, you could bake it, you could baste it. It doesn't matter. It ain't no good to me.
The turkey drumsticks and leg make good soup, but with the legs, you have to pull out the cartilage.
Our
It does.
our buddy Craig Swenson says, I'll be drinking Genesee Light all day long because I don't want to get too drunk. I have to work on Friday.
Hey, Jimmy Light, that's a respectable beer.
That's all right. It's not bad. Gabriel Salaya, our good buddy from Phoenix, Arizona. What's going on tomorrow? You drinking any beers? You drinking any wine? You eating that turkey tomorrow? What's going on in the Salaya?
Yes. I'm gonna eat all the whole turkey.
All right, you're gonna eat the whole turkey yourself.
The whole turkey.
Everything. The feast.
Turkey with nopal and carnitas inside.
Not really.
What beverage do you think is gonna go with your Thanksgiving meal tomorrow?
I do not know.
You gonna drink a
Whatever.
beer, a wine,
Whatever beer they have there.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, are you traveling to the Thanksgiving feast?
I'm traveling to my family's house.
Excellent. So, yeah, you know what? Make them provide you the beer. Good option.
Yes.
Good option in buying it.
Maybe they have more Indio.
Indio and turkey. Sweet. I came up with this. We kind of do, and I almost forgot about this until my cousin that's coming up from the Tampa, Florida area. Let me and my other cousin from a couple of towns over let me know that if there was any crazy beers he wanted him to pick up and try to transport it on a plane. I don't know how that would work. He was going to try to do that. So usually every year with Christmas and Thanksgiving, my cousin from a couple towns over and I usually do beer tastings on both Christmas and Thanksgiving, where we take different parts of the day and we break it up to, okay, so you get the first beer when everybody walks in, and then you get the appetizer. Then you get a beer before the meal, and then you get the meal. And then you get the dessert, and then you get the let's just chill, watch a football game or basketball, whatever. And then if somebody wants to do a digestive beer, whatever it is, somebody can bring that. So we usually kind of have fun and let everybody try some different beers. I have I think it's pronounced, I showed it to Michael Komaroff. I think it's pronounced Fantome. F-A-N-O-M-E.
I had never heard of it. Sounds interesting. I would try it.
Fantastic.
Different. It's like F-A-N with one of these little arrows pointing up on the end.
Huh.
Variety of different kind of saisons and some darker Belgian style beers. They're primarily saisons. I didn't realize until I actually started looking them up recently that they were like 8% beers. And usually I don't like to go that high of ABV if I'm drinking beers during the actual turkey Thanksgiving meal. But I feel like farmhouse ales and sort of a lightly funky, tart, almost effervescent like a champagne kind of a beer with very minimal bitterness, but with a lot of effervescence to it would work really good with turkey and dressing and mashed potatoes. You could even go the brown ale route if you get that really nice brown, crispy kind of a skin and texture to the meat. If you like dark meat, like really dark sort of side dishes and gravy, that could work really well too. People like Beer Day Guards, which are kind of like saisons with a French kind of an influence to them. If you get really light Belgian pale ales or American style pale ales on the very not so hoppy side, those will work really good too. You just kind of want to do it like you do with wine. Either you can complement the dish with the food or the beer with the food, or you can completely contrast. You can have the beer playing a whole different picture than the food does. So if you have a really fatty dish, you can have a really hoppy beer to combat all of that fatty food. So depends on what you want to do. I suggest that you try a lot of different kind of beers to find out what you like, and definitely try it with food, because it's a whole different experience when you try beers with food. Food should not just be made for wine. Beers can pair excellent with food.
Eric, I have a suggestion, and this has been the way it's been going anyway. Can we make Beer Examination Wednesday a permanent wild card situation, unless there's something specific you want to do? Obviously, you could change it out and come up with something specific, I guess.
That is such a fantastic idea. We're just wild card Wednesdaying it up till we die. Let's do it. All right.
It just seems that way everybody can participate. There's some things people can't all get. I mean, it's sad.
There's another good YouTuber out there, Mr. Joe D. If Joe D ever watches this, he's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yo, what's up? He does Share a Beer. I can't really call it Share a Beer. In Virtual Beer Bar kind of sounds lame. Wildcard Wednesday it's got a nice ring.
Grabs you. Abracadabra. It reaches out and grabs you.
Exactly. So Wildcard Wednesday. I like your thought process there. So
Every Wednesday,
or if it happens to be a different day of the week.
every Wednesday for 10 years.
You know, unless some foretold, tragedy happens. Knock on wood.
I've been doing
Every Wednesday for 10 years.
I've been doing Wednesdays probably since 2012 when Jay Terriot. He was doing Wednesdays every week on
Until YouTube dies out.
2012, but I remember joining him in 2012 and watching his stuff. And my thought process before I watched him was, how do I get on a chat with this guy and do a peer review live on the internet? Is there a way, like me, maybe can do Skype and have him record a Skype chat and put it on his channel? And I don't know if he was the first one to figure out how to do a Google Hangout like this, but he figured it out and we joined. I think the first one I did with him was Miller Highlight or Miller Genuine Draft. The
only way I was allowed to use Google Hangouts was when I got rid of Mozilla and I got Google Chrome.
Huh.
Mozilla wouldn't even let me use Hangouts.
That's weird. But I honestly, Jay thinks that he's seen other people do this, but I haven't really noticed very much at all that anybody was doing this sort of format since that time. So if you want to watch the originators of these live hangouts, you come to this channel and you watch us every Wednesday, guys.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, if he wasn't the first, he was one of the first, and you were the first one to join him on the Hangouts. So, hey, props to both of you guys, because I love doing this, man. I love it.
Let me tell you something. We're the kings of craft beer. I mean, collectively. I don't care what other people have to say. If they got a problem and they want a street fight or something, we're not hard to find.
Otherwise, they're king of beers.
We're the king of all craft beer shows.
All right. Well, we know what our good buddy James C. Madonna's final words are. We're the kings of craft beer. Sure. Yeah. Gabriel Solano, any final thoughts and words for the evening?
Everyone have a healthy, gorgeous self tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Agreed. Cool. Sweet. Indio. John Anile, final thoughts and words of wisdom.
Gobble gobble, mother. Nah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Mother, beep.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Beep.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Mother, beep.
The asteroid might hit Friday. Well, I hope it hits the people that are obsessed with shopping Friday. But anyway,
all the turkey, not you know what? Okay.
You're the king of England.
All right, thank you, John Anille. Woo, gobble gobble, motherfucker. All right,
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
there you go.
Yes, you too.
Yeah, we've been on for a little while. So,
1 hour.
John Anille and James P. Madonna and Jay Theriot and Michael Komaroff and Gabriel Salaya, and in the chat, Greg Swenson and my buddy Kyle Jackson that was going to join but couldn't figure this whole
And the King of England.
and what's his name?
Gary Owens.
Gary Owens.
Carry on.
Jeff Knott.
Not
Not
cardboard.
the comedian. Not the comedian.
Cardboard. Not like that cheap ass Burger King crap.
Exactly. On behalf of all of these people here live and in the chat, until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. I don't have my beer opener, but it's been a wrap. We
Cheers, everybody.
decided this tonight. Not like we haven't been doing it for a while, but Wildcard Wednesdays.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
In a